Yes, welcome back to my channel. Today's session I'm going to discuss about the agents of pollination. I'm starting with agents of pollination in this video. In my last video, I completed up to cross pollination. So let us start with agents of pollination. So there are mainly two types of agents, abiotic and biotic agents. Abiotic agents are like wind and water. They form the main abiotic agents, and biotic agents are animals. Majority of plants, they show only biotic agents. Now, out of the abiotic, most common abiotic agent is wind. So let us start with few important features of wind pollination. So wind pollination is called as anemophily, and wind pollination, it is non-directional because it is a hit and miss affair. It is also called, it is a hit and miss affair. So therefore, this is called as only a chance process. So now let us see what are the characteristics of wind pollinated flowers. Okay, now let us continue with the characteristics of wind pollinated flowers. Let us see what all they show. First point, the flowers are small, inconspicuous and packed into inflorescence. There is no attraction of the flowers required. So therefore, the flowers are very small, inconspicuous, they are not very beautiful, very small, and they are packed into a very closed inflorescence. Like for example, corn cob. In corn cob, we find that silky brown hair-like structures coming out. Those are the elongated styles and also filaments. Stigma, styles and filaments, they are elongated. So those form the silky hair which are retained along with the fruit also. The next non-essential parts here are highly reduced or absent. What are non-essential parts? Calyx and corolla. The calyx and corolla are not required. So therefore, they are not very well developed. So they are highly reduced or even sometimes absent. This very clearly we can understand in the spike inflorescence, especially in poaceae members like rice or wheat. The perianth members or calyx and corolla are reduced to special structures. These structures are called as lodicules. They are reduced to small structures called as lodicules. Then flowers are colorless, odorless and nectar. These are all not required for insect pollinated. Only for insect pollinated flowers these are required. So these are not required here. So therefore these are colorless, odorless and nectarous. Then stamens are numerous and large amount of pollen is produced. This is very important. Essential organs here are well developed because they are required. And our stamens mainly are numerous stamens are present and also large amount of pollen can be produced. Because most of the pollen gets wastage. There is a wastage of pollen also. So most of the pollen goes waste. So large amount of pollen is produced. Then next one is the flowers are generally placed in hanging position. Like we find, like for example, we can take here in case of catkin inflorescence. We can give here the example of catkin inflorescence, where the inflorescence is in hanging type. So here they can be easily carried away by wind. So flowers are generally placed in hanging position. The next one, stigma and anthers are exerted. Exerted means they come out of the petals. They come out of the petals. Their length is more than the petals. Such condition is called exerted. And anthers are versatile fixation. Versatile fixation means the filament will be exactly at the center. This is the anther. The filament formed will be exactly at the center. So this anther shows very fast movement. Just one touch or just wind, it shows a fast movement so that the pollen grains can be easily scattered by the wind. They can be easily dispersed by the wind. So this versatile fixation of anther is very important, and the exerted condition of stamens is also very important. This will all promote the pollination by wind. Large amount of pollen also is produced. Then next, another very important feature, pollen grains are small, light, dry and non-sticky, so that easily can be carried away by wind. They are non-sticky, small in size, they are very light in weight and they are dry. Next example, winged pollen grains are found in pinus. This is another adaptation in pinus where pollen grains show wing-like structures so that easily they can be carried away by wind. Then single ovule is present inside the ovary. This is another characteristic feature. Single ovule is present inside the ovary. So these are all single seeded fruit. Mostly what is the type of fruit here? The type of fruit we can say is Caryopsis. Caryopsis is the type of fruit which has only one seed, mostly found in these members. Then hairy, feathery, branched stigma is present. Hairy, feathery and branched stigma. So this hairy, feathery and branched stigma can easily collect the large amount of pollen. So stigma, if we observe this stigma, it shows a hairy. So this type I will just show it here separately. So feathery stigma will be present. Feather-like. Feathery stigma means feather-like. So stigma will show many hairs. And it can be even branched also. So branched stigma will be present and hairy stigma is present or looking like a feather, so that it can collect a large number of pollen grains on it. From the wind it can trap the pollen grains. Then lastly, examples. It is mostly found in grasses. You know, grasses belong to the family Poaceae. Like all the cereals, you know it, and all members of Poaceae. And then gymnosperms. Gymnosperms, they show wind pollination only. And another important features are these plants must grow in open places. They have generally spike inflorescence and they grow in open places so that they can collect large amount of pollen. So with this we complete, students, we complete about characteristic of wind pollination. So in my next video I am going to discuss about the next agent of pollination, that is by water. So I hope you like the video. So if you do like, please share and subscribe, share to your maximum contacts and see that all should get the maximum benefit. I definitely welcome any suggestions also. So please watch the video from the beginning to the end. Then you will be able to know whether you have understood or not, or whether anything more should be added. So I will be ready for adding anything else also. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.